everyone, welcome back to RTS and welcome back to another start to finish video, because that is exactly what we're going to do today. My favorite thing here to do is start to finish. Of course, I just want to scrap. That's all I want to do. And so, of course, for day 6 of load, the story was basically about the famous quote, probably the most famous quote of all, and it's still being used 80 years later, is Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. And so that was a fun video to watch. And then the story prompt that Alice gave us was scrapbook about a time you felt you were in an unfamiliar environment, and the technique was to try a new technique or something that you don't do often. So I thought I may combine both of those for today. Yes, absolutely. And so I have some photos here of when we were in Myrtle Beach a couple years ago. We were at Broadway at the beach, and of course, you know, if you've ever been there to the Wonderworks, I've never been in there, but the building itself just blows my mind how architecturally they have done this building. And so when I saw those photos, it just made me think of that. Toto, yes, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. And of course, you know, it looks like it has been turned upside down by a tornado or a twister. So I thought that was fun. That's what I'm going to do today. Now, I'm not sure how my title was going to be. I don't know if I'm going to incorporate the actual Wizard of Oz quote into this. I may or may not. All I know is I picked a red thicker. And I didn't know which one, so I picked this hardcover because this font hardcover is my favorite thicker font. I really like it. I think it's very versatile. And then I picked this other one. And so I don't have a lot of red thicker, so I just picked a couple, and honestly, whatever I saw, I grabbed that I thought would go with my mood and feel. And so something that I don't do often is stamping on a page, so I'm going to do that. And then I have something else I'm going to do on this page that I don't do very often, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so I don't have a sketch because I basically know in my mind how this page is going to have to go, because I have one 4x6, and then I have a couple wallets. Okay, and so when I'm dealing with a couple wallets, this is about basically what I'm going to have to do with if I'm doing 4 photos. I may absolutely get this one in too, if I could cut some of that down. I don't need the light pole, so I think that's what I may do. We'll see. Or maybe I don't have to repeat that one. Maybe I'll do it something like that. Okay, so basically my photos are going to be in a grid because I'm dealing with 4 photos. But 4 photos on one page? Yes, sign me up any day of the week for that. So then I'm going to do some stamping on the page. So again, you know, mood and feel. So what did I do? I looked at the building that's in this, and of course it has the cracked foundation and all that. So it wasn't hard for me to go and find a couple background stamps because I have them in a background category. And I have one here by Kaiser Craft that is called Rocks, and then I have another one here by this Bo Bunny. It's called Rough It Up Stamp. I don't know if there's an actual name. Let's just see. If you want to hang on for a minute, I'll see if there's an actual name. Maybe that is what it's called, Rough It Up. I don't know. Oh wait, maybe. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I don't know. It has a word there, but I don't know if that's French or not. But anyways, that's what it looks like. It's got 3 background stamps. And so I may, I think I'm going to use this one here. Or I could use this one. This one looks a little bit more like it. So that's the 2 stamps I'm going to play with. And so I'll just get those out. And I'll see which one tickles my fancy. Yes, that's what I'll do. And we're going to see how the stamping goes. Now, of course, I'm going to be doing some stamping on a background, so that means I'm going to absolutely get out my platform because, yeah, I don't want to ruin this background, this basil, so I want to do it right the first time. And so, of course, I got out my ink box, and how I know which one to do, as far as grabbing my ink box, is I only have 2, so it makes it easy. I went to my dark colors because they're in my dark box. Yes, I have a video listed below if you want to see that. And so I'm pulling basically like a cement or a cracked foundation color. So of course I'm just going to go to my grays, and I think I like this one here, Arts, yes, called Midtone Charcoal. Easy peasy. That's what I'm going to pick and go with that. And then the other twist I'm going to do on this page, believe it or not, and I hope you're sitting down for this one, not only am I going to get stamping in, but guess what? I'm not going to use any paper whatsoever. No, that's what I'm going to do. No paper whatsoever. How's that about for something unfamiliar? Yes, I'm not going to use pattern paper whatsoever, but I am going to do something. I'm going to pull 2 of my sticker binders. And of course, in my sticker binders, you know, I have stickers, die cuts, and chipboard, so I have plenty of choices, of course. And so I'm going to use this foundation, cracked foundation stamp in my background. And then I'm going to absolutely, I have one here. This is my red one because I pulled two colors, red and silver. And so that's what I'm going to play with. Now, how did I decide? Well, if you look right here, what are the two colors you see? Red and silver. And so that's what I went with. And so I will just simply get out a piece of wax paper, and anything that I see here that makes me feel like when I was taking those photos, adventure, cameras, something out of the ordinary, you know, something, anything of this. And of course, I could get, we were near some water there, I think. Yes, anything to do with water, nautical, that'll work. Oh, yes, see, the beach, because we were at Broadway at the beach. Oh, so many options. And so, of course, I do have my stickers. And then, of course, all these die cuts. Yes, plenty. So, you know, that's how I can get my pattern paper basically in there. But the way I'm going to do my background stamping and the placement of my photos, I really don't need any pattern paper. I will just use these for my clusters. That's all I'm going to do. And I'm not going to say it's going to be a fast page, but it's definitely going to be a fun page. And it's going to be something I don't do very often, which is stamping and no pattern paper. So let's see how this all comes about. Oh, yes, this will be fun. Absolutely fun. Of course, my little girl, she's sticking her tongue out at me there, so that's definitely making the page. Yes, I love those type of photos. Okay, so I will come back with a start to finish, basically with Toto. I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. Start to finish page. Okay, hang on. So I thought I would pop back in for just a couple minutes to show my middle process, because I did some stamping. I have my photos figured out where I want. I have my title picked out, and I have my embellishments. So now it's just sitting down and playing with some visual triangles and some clusters, you know, the fun part. So if you can see, I've placed where I want my photos to be, and I just took a pencil and I made some pencil marks as to where everything is going to go. And then I just removed those. And if you need to, sometimes snap a photo of how you had your photos arranged. Sometimes I'll do that. And then I just took my Bo Bunny, a Rough It Up stamp. I mean, it just looks exactly like the cracks that's in that building that's in my photo. Absolutely love that. And I just used my Tim Holtz platform and I stamped it 3 times. And of course, right there in and of itself, look right there. Right there is my visual triangle. Yes, can I get an amen? Let me show that. Okay, right there's one. Right there's the 2, because I have some new scrapbookers joining in. We've been talking about visual triangles in the comment section. Right there's my visual triangle. Okay, so that will help me because I'm not using any pattern paper. So my visual triangles will be what leads your eye through the layout. So yes, that's what we're going to do. No pattern paper. How's that for a twist? Yes. Okay, so then of course, I did use this Hero Arts mid-tone ink called Charcoal, and you want an ink that looks like cement and marble. That's the one. Love that. Yes, Hero Arts has great ink. And so then, of course, my photos will go where I had them planned. Very easy. Just a simple grid. Nothing fancy, but very effective. Okay, and that's where they will go. Something like that. And again, there's my visual triangle. And then I did use that thicker hardcover red sticker alpha to make my title, and it's going to be set, it's going to say Out of Oz, and I'll talk about that when I come back with a finished page about that. And then if you notice, everything that's here on this wax paper came from that red and gray sticker binder. I have gray and silver all in the same binder, and I'll have a video linked below talking about those sticker binders. One of the best, and I would say probably the biggest game changer in my process was my sticker binders. Absolutely, because look how many different shapes and sizes and sayings and motifs I have, and all I had to do is flip through a couple binders. I mean, that's quick. Now, since I am using a load prompt for this layout, as I was picking out stickers and die cuts and chipboard, I kept that theme of the Wizard of Oz and of that nature when I was picking out elements, because I have a sticker that says feels like home, and then another die cut that's a die cut piece that says you crack me up. I mean, how perfect is that for these photos? Absolutely. So as you're picking out embellishments embellishments for your clusters and your visual triangle, that type of thing. Not only pick out stickers and die cuts and chipboard and then go buy your color, but then also too those little bits and bobs, those little sayings, those little finishing touches that will help you emphasize your story. And all you do is pick a certain embellishment. You don't even have to do another thing other than just putting on your page. I love to do that when I'm building clusters. So I will come back with a finished layout, something that looked like it came out of Oz. Yes, absolutely. And we will see how these clusters take place. Hold on. I am back with my finished page, and it did not take me very long at all to do these clusters because that's my favorite thing to do. I would say it probably took me longer to adhere those thickers using my quick dry, my tacky glue, than it did anything else. So let's talk about the title, because if you see it says Out of Oz, and because this has to do with something unfamiliar, something topsy-turvy, all because of Wizard of Oz, I definitely use the phrase Out of Oz because this building, Wonderworks, it looks like it's something from out of Wizard of Oz. And then because everything's upside down, I purposely put my question mark upside down to go along with my mood and feel and the topic of this page. And then also I wanted something a little different. So you see the word says Out and Oz, those are both the same thicker and the same size, but what I wanted for of, I used the number 0, and then I took an F and I cut it down because I wanted it to be something smaller, because I wanted it to be a little different. And then also too, my T, you see how I did it a little bit different, so I put a little bit of wonkiness in my title, so to go along with the wonkiness of this building. Yes. And then my clusters again are just making a visual triangle, and within my clusters there'll be some close-ups at the end. I take my biggest piece that I have, and I had a you know, like a jelly bean soup die cut here, and then a die cut here, and a sticker die cut here, and then I took that bigger piece and then I just built up from it. And then I just used things that had to do with feels like home, date, adventure, travel, things like that, nautical because we were near the water. And then also too, I had this little chipboard piece that said fun. I put it right over the state of South Carolina because that is where we are. So whenever you have geotags or anything like that and you have a map, definitely use those little bits and bobs and put it over the location of where you were in the photo. It's just a fun little touch. And so again, another chipboard, and I got a little crab on there because I got a seahorse and a shell up here, and I have the word beach down here. So the theme of beach in and of itself makes a visual triangle. And then I have some triangles in a visual triangle, a fun little twist there. And my journaling is not a lot because I really don't have anything to say other than this is the first time I saw this place up close. It's very very wonky. It just blows my mind how this building was created. So I just put where we were, the state, location, and the date, and that's all I did, simply. And so honestly, this is not did not take me a long time to do, but I definitely played with embellishments and no pattern paper. Can you believe that? Now here is what I have left over for the embellishments, because I showed previously, because one of the twists of the technique was to do something you don't normally do, and I don't normally not use pattern paper, and there's not a single piece of pattern paper on there. And this is the embellishments I have left over. So you see I have these brads, and I have all of these left over. So now what will I do with these? Well, these will go back on my thicker sheets because that's where they belong. And then all these little stickers, well, my brads, you know where they're going to go. They're going to go in my brad bowl. But for the stickers, I can get out those binders, which I have them right here, and put them in. Or I have these little sticker binders. See, I have plenty of places. I can just pull them off that wax paper and just stick them here, and so then they're ready to go. So when I put away leftovers that I did not use, they'll either go back in those binders or they'll go in these little sticker books. And I'll have the video linked below, because this is how it all started with my stickers. My sticker binders, it all started with this. Yes, absolutely. So if you see, I will just put these on here. I mean, that's how quick it is to put these supplies away when you know exactly where you have room for them. That's exactly what I'm doing. Just, I have room for all of them. I think I have one more sticker, and then all my red stickers are put away. Yeah, look at that. All done. All done. And so that is how quick I put them away. I don't spend a lot of time looking for supplies, and I don't spend a lot of time putting away supplies, because this is what I want to do. Absolutely. So that is what I have for this start to finish for day 6 of load. Very, very fun prompt because I got to work on these pictures that had absolutely just been sitting on my computer. So very happy with that. And I shared this with my hubby and my little one, and we got to talk about some memories. So that was fun. Yes, I wish I was there with some of that sunshine. Yes, so that is what I have for today. Come back in a couple days because you know I'm going to have another load prompt coming up. And yes, come back to RTS because you never know what we're going to learn. Bye.